All right, part 2, we left off with the Visionary, and so next is the Wheel of Life for the Wheel of Fortune. I've spoken about this card a little bit. You have this, what I like about this is you've got this generative energy, right? Well, you've got this regenerative energy with this kind of snake imagery, and then inside you have this regenerative energy with the egg. So you've got both here. And again, the colors are just so strong, and I think that that is part of the strength of the deck, is the way the color works on the psyche and on the body. It's really an integral part of the deck in a different way than color is for other decks, because obviously it's important to any artist, but somehow the color here feels like its own teaching. So this, and this is, I love this card for that reason. Very simple. I mean, what do you have here? Some shapes, you know, divided up, but there's something about it that just really draws me in. So that is the Wheel. Justice has become balance, and you see two male figures here in their with their ruddy skin performing, it almost looks like a yogic position together. And the lily figures prominently. The Hanged Man has become Hanging Woman. Trying to get it so there's no glare. And this, again, you know, very, very simple, but so compelling. Just, you know, even just that little bit of white of her skin and her decoration on her skirt. It draws you right into this kind of this nexus of power there. And this is a fascinating card in terms of the relationship of the swing to the Greek civilization. So I'm going to read to you what Ellen says, because it's really quite beautiful. So she says it's based on a clay model of a woman on a swing from the village of Agia Triada in the New Palace period. The doves atop the pillar represent the divine presence, the epiphany of the goddess. So you can, I'm not sure you can see them right there. They show that the woman is a priestess, and this swing is not a toy. Swinging as a religious rite was practiced throughout the ancient Middle East as well as in Crete. So I love that swinging was one of their sacred practices, because it's so, I mean, it's what, you know, as children, we love to swing. It's like we haven't forgotten that experience of moving between heaven and earth and feeling our bodies in space but supported. Suspended between heaven and earth, and also between the gateway created by two sacred pillars, the priestess hangs poised among the powers of her world. The model is missing its head. There was no attempt to recreate it for the card, because it shows how the ego disappears when one is held by spirit. In swinging, one becomes a human pendulum, moving with power and for power, moving not to get somewhere, but be somewhere, to be held by the great ones, to be close to the goddess. Not to know more or do more, but to experience immersion in the goddess and surrender to dissolution. It's pretty powerful words for something that children do so easily and so readily. Messages from the Hanging Woman. Let go of your striving. It will not achieve your goal. If you travel far from your center, spirit will pull you back. Suspend your beliefs about meaning and experience it instead. That's just such a beautiful, beautiful evocation of this archetypal energy. And she's so feminine. I love her, kind of her roundness and her, she's kind of petite, but with this strength to her. It's beautiful. And the next card is gorgeous. Death has become the ancestor. And I don't know, this simplicity of line here and the earth tones, oh, I just love it. And this has a black background, which is unusual. Most of the cards have, I think, blue or yellow. So this one in the moon has black. I love it. So I have to read you this because it's such a different interpretation in many ways. So from the Neolithic period through the height of Minoan power, the dead on Crete were laid to rest with reverence in family tombs or caves. The ancestor is shown larger than life, sitting on a chair and facing her or his descendant. The one presently alive stands at an altar and holds out a libation bowl, seeking to bridge the gap of silence and of breath. Oh, it's so beautiful, bridging the gap of silence and of breath. And the gap between glory and grief, for the love, the beauty, and the life that has been lost. The ancestor has been where the living have yet to go. What are stories, legends, or whispers was the old one's red-blooded experience. The ancestors provide the archetypes, ancient forms which can frame a new life. If they would speak, one could learn the reality of the past and understand how to better live in the present. Messages from Ancestor. What is past may be recaptured in dreams of the soul. Honor those who have gone before, for they live in you. That's beautiful. Respect your grief without indulgence or denial. This is beautiful messages for this card of, transience, really. Impermanence. Okay, I need to keep going. I don't want to make a 3-part video. Temperance has become flow. Oh, I do have to talk about this one. I mean, look at this for the devil. Look at her. She's just stunning. Her body language, I don't know, Ellen has captured something so free and wild in some ways. So it's called Ecstasy. Again, strong, beautiful colors. So I'll read a little because I found this fascinating. So it shows a dancing priestess leaping off the ground, her hands flung up toward the sky. A snake lies coiled on her head. I don't know if you can see that. Her face does not look outward, but gazes into nowhere. Through putting all her power and all her passion into her dance, she's caught up in rapture. She becomes lost in a trance, sending her body and soul into a place between the worlds. And we can just really feel this here. She's kind of this world. She's here, but she's also somewhere else. So this is what I found so interesting. The Minoans had no devil, nor created images of oppression or obsession. Instead, like the Meniads in centuries to come, the priestesses channeled lust into the pursuit of absolute spiritual ecstasy. The priestess has awakened the snake, and it arises from the top of her head. This earthy but transformational power is being brought to its highest potency through her wanton sacred exercise, through the rhythms that pound in her blood and bring her into communion with the untamable divine. Messages from Ecstasy. Let every movement you make build power. Be wild. Abandon breaks through the restraints on your soul. Sometimes becoming lost is the only thing to do. The Tower has become shipwreck. Being a seagoing culture, this would be quite, this is quite relevant and appropriate. The Star. The Moon. Here's the black I was talking about in the background. It's a beautiful moon, so evocative. That eye, looking so deeply, it looks like it's looking outwards and inwards. It's very, you have this sense of a geography, but also of a humanity here, and the place where the two meet. The Sun. I've pulled this one a few times, and she talks about how the women, their friendships were so important to them, and it's what gave them such joy. They knew the sacredness of friendship between women, and what the kind of warmth that invokes. And so she used that as her image for the sun, which is really quite lovely. Judgment has become transcendence. I think this one, I pulled this, and this is a priestess setting a griffin free. And finally, the World Tree. It's a beautiful evocation of the World card. So that is it. Those are all the majors. Like I said, the minors are beautiful. They have that same kind of simple, strong energy. And, some of them are just gorgeous. So let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see some of the minors, and I will go ahead and do that. But I really, if you're on the fence about this deck, I really encourage you to think further about it. And I mean, it's beautiful, and you will not be disappointed. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.